What's up, family? Trail here, and we have some interesting news that tells us that we are already in a recession, and reports that say that more stimulus checks are very likely as a result of the recession. Now, multiple lawmakers are now calling on Congress and the president to give out $2,000 stimulus checks. We even have multiple states calling their own statewide $2,000 checks as well. And we are seeing some of the most generous state governors offering its local residents an inflation check. So in order to keep this video short, hey, don't forget how much a simple press of the like button does for this video and for this channel. I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year, guys. So help a brother out, all right? So if you could, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. But anyways, hey, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Well, yes, guys, here we have it. Stimulus checks are very likely to be in the next recession, which is around the corner, guys, according to experts. Yes, guys, it says that right now we would be a terrible time to not give a stimulus check. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, we've already needed a previous stimulus check, and here we are now that we are facing the idea of going through a recession after just coming over a pandemic, which pretty much was like a recession and a mini recession. But anyways, guys, yes, financial experts and economists are seeing a dangerous storm brewing thanks to a volatile combination of high inflation, rising interest rates, and supply chain issues. And while the Federal Reserve is doing what it can to control inflation, its moves could be pushing the country closer to a recession. Yes, Tara Sinclair, which is an economics professor at George Washington University, says many financial analysts are now wondering whether the Fed's existing tools are going to cut it, or if there needs to be some sort of fiscal policy to offset the economic repercussions. What's interesting is that economics don't really know, guys, saying that, look, we're going to learn a lot from this experience because we haven't seen this much inflation in the United States in a very long time. Now, what is clear is that the American households are struggling and could use some extra support right now. Experts say relief measures like stimulus checks or inflation checks could be massively helpful, but only if the government times them at the exact right time. Now, this article also talks about families that are struggling to pay their bills right now, in which it says that the Consumer Price Index, which is known as the CPI, hit a scorching 9.1% for the month of June. And with interest rates going up as well, Americans are facing sticker shock on everything from oil and oranges to their mortgages and credit card bills. And don't forget their electric and their energy bills as well, and at the gas pumps. But anyway, Sinclair says that many economists expect the U.S. will slide into a recession sometime in 2023, which raises the question of stimulus checks. Are stimulus checks likely in the next recession? Yes, they are, because that's been a common policy in the past. Aside from the 3 rounds of checks sent out during the COVID-19 pandemic, tax rebates were also issued during the 2001 timeframe and the 2008 recessions. So guys, low-income Americans are particularly could use this particular support. The Center on Poverty and Social Policy at Columbia University has seen the monthly poverty rate rise over most of the year of 2022. So again, guys, yes, these particular economics in this particular article are definitely saying that we are up to receive some additional stimulus checks sometime next year, guys, in 2023, as they expect that will be the bulk of us going through this particular recession. But in addition to that, guys, we also have seen where Bernie Sanders has been urging President Biden to make $2,000 stimulus checks his first priority as the president. And we have seen President Biden has pretty much been staying away from this for quite some time. But now that we are entering into this particular recession, President Biden may no longer be able to ignore Senator Bernie Sanders. And yes, we all know that Bernie Sanders is like a bulldog. He grabs on hold hold of something and he just attacks. So yes, guys, we are probably going to see Bernie Sanders put the pressure on even more within the coming months or so, pushing President Biden to go ahead and do something for the American people, especially our low-income families, in which we also saw in previous times where we saw that there was a particular petition on change.org that was calling for $2,000 stimulus checks to be given out every single month. And this petition actually went out and was requesting for signatures so that they would be able to send this petition over to Congress to show them exactly what the American people need. Now, this petition was started during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, but that has not stopped the petition getting signatures thus far. And right now, guys, we are seeing they have now reached 3,046,000 signatures have signed this petition calling on $2,000 monthly stimulus checks to every American. Hashtag money for the people. Hashtag COVID-19. And if you guys recall, this was a statement from this particular individual that started this petition, which I believe her name was Stephanie. She said that, look, this is catastrophic for working families like mine. I'm calling on Congress to support families with a $2,000 payment for adults and a $1,000 payment for kids immediately. And otherwise, laid off workers, furloughed workers, and self-employed and workers dealing with reduced hours will struggle to pay their rent or put food on their table. So again, guys, yes, this petition continues to get signatures every single day, every single week, every single month, which we are now seeing that they are now have pushed the limits and they are now reaching to receive 4.5 million signatures so that they can send it over to Congress. Now, whether or not Congress is going to accept this as a measure towards whether or not they need to approve of additional stimulus aid, we still don't know, but I will say it won't hurt, guys. And if you haven't already, go ahead and look down below. I will include a link to this particular petition on change.org so that you can go ahead and put your signature on this as well. I've already signed it. Majority of my followers out there have already signed it. So if you haven't already, go ahead and get that link down below and put your name on this petition. We need everyone in America to sign this petition calling for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks, especially if we're going into this recession sometime next year. We definitely are going to need some additional stimulus relief aid. But not only that, guys, we also are seeing where Governor Wolf, which is the governor of Philadelphia, he has also pushed for $2,000 stimulus checks for some Pennsylvanians because of the rising inflation. Yes, prices in Metro Philadelphia are up at least 8.4% from last year, which has left many households struggling to make ends meet. Yes, the Governor Tom Wolf's administration wants to send $2,000 checks to Pennsylvania households making less than $80,000 per year, with some of the states remaining American Rescue Plan funds. Now, the PA Opportunity Program, which is an initiative is known for, they want to spend $500 million of the $2 billion that they received from the American Rescue Plan to help families struggling with inflation and struggling from the pandemic. In a statement, they said that, look, let's get this money into the hands of our neighbors who need it the most, according to the acting secretary of Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. And she also noted that prices on everything from gas to groceries are rising fast amid nationwide inflation, and that some families in Pennsylvania are forced to make tough financial decisions, and any ARP funds that aren't spent by the end of next year will have to be sent back to the federal government, while Democrats in the state legislature have drafted bills that could make the checks a reality. Wolf's office criticized Pennsylvania Republicans for not moving forward with these particular initiatives that they have put on the table in Congress. So again, guys, Governor Tom Wolf is calling for $2,000 checks to be given out to those Pennsylvanians who make less than $80,000 per year. But that is not the only governor that is doing something right now, guys. We have seen multiple states and multiple governors calling for additional stimulus checks to be offered to their local residents in their respective states. And now we actually have the governor of Florida is speaking out as well, although he is calling majority of the blame on the current President Biden, saying that, look, he is convinced that Biden's stimulus has caused the inflation that we are dealing with right now. But he has a solution, guys. Yes, he has a solution. Governor Ron DeSantis says his solution is that he wants to use President Biden's stimulus to send inflation relief checks to Floridians. Yes, in a statement, Governor Ron DeSantis said, look, you cannot print trillions and trillions of dollars and expect there not to be some effect on the back end, according to a news conference. He also noted that the 40-year high inflation that Floridians are experiencing in 2022 is a really big problem. DeSantis has announced a new strategy to offset the cost of rising inflation, especially on the brink of a new school year. The state of Florida is giving you $450 for each child in your care. And DeSantis wrote in a letter accompanying those particular checks. He said that, look, this is a one-time payment and it can be used for anything from buying diapers to fueling up your car at the gas pumps. So yes, guys, those were some additional stimulus checks that were given out last week for all Floridians, or some Floridians, in which they were actually skeptical about those stimulus checks because they didn't know that they were coming in the mail. And they were actually questioning whether or not it was an actual scam. So again, guys, that is some awesome news coming from this particular governor that has pretty much cut off previous stimulus relief aid for their respective state. We have seen where the additional emergency allotments and SNAP food stamp benefits has been cut off for the state of Florida. So this is very good to see that Ron DeSantis has now turned a 180, providing some additional inflation checks for his people in his state. But not only him, guys, we are also seeing that we have these two governors that are potentially running for the presidential run for the 2024 election coming very soon. And that is the governor of California and the governor of Florida. Yes, right now they are dueling over stimulus checks as a tool against inflation. And yes, this is just one of the latest examples of the governors clash that they are having right now. According to this article, guys, we have the California governor, Gavin Newsom, in which we have seen him offer ridiculous amounts of stimulus checks, stimulus relief aid for those individuals that live in California. I mean, it is just ridiculous, guys, and that is because they have had a huge budget surplus for the state of California, in which that governor has been offering multiple types of stimulus checks to multiple people in the state of California. And now we are seeing where the governor of Florida is doing the same as well. Both of these individuals are trying to ramp up their efforts in trying to win over votes for the 2024 presidential election that could be coming up within the next couple of years. They want to make sure that they are doing what they can for the American people in their respective states. And what will that mean? Yes, that means that they are going to be pushing more inflation checks going out to their residents, more stimulus checks going out to their residents, as well as more different types of programs that help low-income families during these economic times. So yes, guys, we could see more governors enter this race here pretty soon, in which we will see those governors offering additional stimulus relief aid as well. But right now, guys, we do see these particular two states in particular offering additional stimulus checks, additional inflation checks, and many, many more. Now, those are one of the two largest states in this country. And what do we know? What about Texas, guys? We still haven't seen the governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, offer anything like these other two governors. And so will we see the Governor Abbott also offer some additional stimulus checks, some additional inflation checks for the state of Texas? Well, guys, we don't know as of yet. But I will say that that is probably what's going to come down in the near future. Again, guys, if it does, I will keep you guys posted. And anyways, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then why don't you go ahead and hit the like button for us? It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.